There's a great deal of information available online for anyone looking to repair their credit, but be careful because all of it's not reliable. Most people make the mistake of not having a plan of execution and not having the proper information they needed before starting the credit repair process. That's a huge mistake that can make matters worse than they already are. You don't want to do that. So in this video, I'm going to go through 5 common mistakes that people make when repairing their credit so they can purchase a home. I'll also explain how you can avoid these mistakes that can stop or delay you from fixing your credit so you can get a mortgage and buy a home. My name is Aazim Sharp. I'm a certified FICO professional and the CEO of Leaf Credit Solutions, which is a nationwide credit repair company. I help motivated home buyers restore their credit within 15 weeks so they can purchase a home without wasting time or any money. Okay, so let's dive into it. Credit repair, it's not easy. And if it were, everyone with bad credit would have excellent credit. Just think about that. So you need a game plan before you start the process of repaying your credit. There's some common mistakes that you should avoid that most people make when they're trying to repair their credit. So applying this information can save you some time and it'll save you a lot of money. Mistake number 1, disputing online. So disputing accounts online is convenient, but you could soon live to regret it. And the reason why I say that is there are 2 major reasons why you should never dispute accounts online. Now, reason number 1, when you dispute accounts online, you have no proof of the dispute being submitted, okay? You should send a certified letter with notice of receipt so that you have proof of when you dispute the account that they received it. The reason this is important because the credit reporting agencies are bound by law to remove information that can't be verified within 30 days. Without proof of the date, the dispute you sent, you can't exercise that right. So, disputing accounts online is not the way that you want to go. When you dispute accounts online, there's no paper trail and there's a chance that you may not receive a confirmation email when you submit it online. Okay, so you don't want to take that chance. And the second reason is this, and this is a big one. The account could be removed temporarily, then reinserted at a later date without notice. Also, with online disputes, the credit bureaus aren't obligated to provide the method of verification because you can use that as leverage later on. But with disputes being sent by mail, they have an obligation to. With online disputes, you lose rights that you could use as leverage later on in the dispute process. Okay? So, online disputes were created for the convenience of the credit reporting agencies and not you, the consumer. It saves them time. It saves them millions of dollars in employee costs. Disputing online is one of the biggest mistakes that you could make. I see a lot of people make this mistake very, very often. Mistake number 2, resetting the statute of limitations. The statute of limitations is legally prescribed amount of time that the creditor can sue you for a particular debt. This length of time, it does vary depending on where you live or where you acquire the debt. It may also vary depending on the type of debt or how the debt is actually evidenced. So, for example, debt obligations that are in writing usually last longer than those that are not. Even though the statute of limitations has passed, the creditor can still contact you about paying the debt. They just can't sue you anymore for it. But in some cases, if you pay on the debt after the statute of limitation expires, this can actually reset the statute of limitations, giving the creditor the right to sue you again. And that's not what you want. It's important to be careful about paying older debts to avoid this type of situation. I see a lot of people going through this, especially when they're in the mortgage process and the companies tell them to, or the lender tells them to pay the debt. Okay, mistake number 3, not including proper evidence when disputing the accounts, right? So almost every dispute should be backed with evidence. Without evidence, the credit bureau may not take you seriously, and denying your disputes is an easy way for them to avoid dealing with it. They really don't want to deal with it. Okay, so the credit bureaus are likely getting their information from a creditor that provided that documentation, so you should too. You want to provide evidence. Things like the account summaries, check stubs, bank statements can be very helpful. If you submit these things, however, don't forget to remove your personal information like account numbers, social security numbers, and things like that. Okay? So, mistake number 4, disputing in the wrong order. This is a big one. I see people do this very, very often. Some disputes are naturally easier to resolve than others. Sometimes simply just taking up the dispute with the credit bureaus first instead of contacting the creditors directly, that can take care of your concern. But this makes the entire process run more smoothly and you get results faster, okay? So the credit bureaus must investigate your claim and then report back to you with the results of their investigation. This can save you time and has them doing a lot of the legwork for you so you don't have to go back and forth. It's also important that you dispute accounts with the credit bureaus first because it's required before you take legal action. So it makes sense to go ahead and get this step out of the way. In case you have to sue the credit reporting agencies, which is not unheard of, I know you might have never heard that, but that can be used as leverage. So you want to make sure you actually dispute with the credit reporting agencies first. So the statute of legally prescribed amount of time that the creditor can sue you for a particular debt, this length of time will vary depending on where you live or where you acquire the debt. It can also vary depending on the type of debt or how the debt is evidenced. Be careful about paying older debt to avoid this type of situation. Mistake number 5, not keeping record of your actual results. Every document sent or received during the course of your dispute should be kept so you can build your case. Document every encounter. Never accept an offer or complete a negotiation without receiving the details from the creditor or collection agency in writing. You want to keep everything in writing. I hope that these 5 steps are helpful. I hope that you receive valuable information from this video. Feel free, comment, ask questions. I'll be sure to answer them all. If you want more information like this, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.